Hey, folks, this is your pal Andrew. So, what we're going to be looking at today is the Samsung Galaxy XR and the Pimax Dream XR headsets. Okay, this guy's going to talk about them both. He's going to talk about what they can do, what they are for, and what he feels like is his best. And then during the video, I'll share with you what my opinions are about it. One thing that I want to do is I want to say give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Now, I do encourage you to leave a comment. Now, if you leave a comment, I will read them. I'm such a new channel, I can't do anything else but read all the comments because there's usually only 4 or 5 comments if I even get a comment. So leave a comment, tell me your opinion, and let's get into this. Oh God, let's get into this. So many people say let's get into this. Leave me a comment on what I should say instead of let's get into this before starting a video because too many YouTubers say that.
In this video, I'm going to compare the Pimax Dream Air with the Samsung Galaxy XR. Many of you have asked me this question, hey, should I actually get rid of my Dream Air pre-order and go for the Galaxy XR instead? And also there's people who want to get the Galaxy XR, but they're wondering, is this now the best visual quality that I can get?
Now you got to think to yourself, okay, also, if you're a Quest user, whether it be a Quest 2, Quest 3S, or Quest 3, put that into your mind as well. Now, this guy's not going to talk about either one of those headsets, okay? He's just going to talk about these two. And from what I know, if you're a cheap bastard like myself, you might just want to stay with Quest. And you'll see why here in a moment.
This video, I'm going to answer all these questions and you will know which headset to go for. And I can tell you directly, the Pimax Dream Air still is the new king of clarity, the best visuals in VR. The Galaxy XR cannot compete against that. But I must also say that the Galaxy XR does have quite a few wins over the Dream Air that I didn't expect, like for example in FOV. And probably for some of you, that might be more important. So watch the whole video because all of this goodness is coming up.
MRTV, Mixed Reality TV. This is my first time watching this channel, so I'm not digging the accent for the most part, but that doesn't change my opinion on the quality of the reviews. But we'll see. We'll see if I can stand his voice.
I'm so glad that you're back on the channel. My name is Sebastian Ang, and if you are excited about high-end PCVR, yes, this is the right channel to subscribe to. So do that now and click on the bell button so that you don't miss anything.
No, all right. He said high end. And you know what that means? High end? You know what that means? That means. So the likelihood of me getting one of these, dude, I would need for everybody in YouTube to subscribe to me and watch every single one of my videos and leave likes and comments and share every single one of my videos so that my monetization goes through the roof in about 5 minutes before I get this thing. Okay? Because I'm a cheap bastard.
All right, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Pimax Dream Air and the Samsung Galaxy XR. Now, these are two quite different headsets. So let's talk about the differences and also what they have in common. Both are really good in terms of visuals because they both share the same panel. They both use the 4K micro OLED panel from Sony, which at this moment in time simply is the best panel that is out there for virtual reality, giving you
That means the blacks are black. The colors are vibrant.
These dark blacks giving you vibrant colors and giving you a resolution that is so high you cannot see any individual pixels anymore. So both have the same panel and they both have really nice pancake lenses. Now, where they are different is actually the whole system. The
You'll see many
Pimax
moments
Dream
like this where I'm
Air
psychic.
is a wired PCVR headset. It is only made for PCVR goodness. Yeah, so you plug it into your high-end gaming PC with that DisplayPort cable, and you're going to enjoy simply the best visuals that you can get in VR right now. For the Samsung Galaxy XR, it's a bit different. It is a standalone headset, so you don't really need a gaming PC, right? But then you cannot play high-end PC VR gaming, so that would make sense, right? But it also has Android XR. It's a
Yeah, Android XR. Okay. How about we do this? How about we do this? Okay, so I'm going to bring up another window, okay? I'm going to bring up another window. Oh, shit. All right, so let's see. Let's just go to images. All right. Galaxy XR changed the way you watch TV. Playing video games. They got a football game, job simulator, Demio. All right, fishing. Well, all right. So it looks to me like there is like no chance,
standalone headset, right? So
no chance, no chance you're gonna play games on this. Okay, it's got a football game, a fishing game, and a game that was made for phones but still uses augmented reality so you can put it in your headset like it was one of those cheap virtual reality headsets that you put your phone inside and use that, so it probably works with the headset because of that. Like if you if you want a high end device that has good resolution and all of that nonsense, I'm calling it nonsense because you'll see here in a minute how spendy this is. And I'm not going to say it's not a bad device, but the only other games that you can play on this device, unless you're unless you're doing the same thing as with the other headset is going through PCVR, then there's no point in getting this. You may as well just get the Dream XR, the the other headset he's reviewing. Now, when it comes to productivity, and media and things like that, I can definitely see if you're wanting to be super productive and you want to do it in VR, this might be your way to go. But we'll see what he says. But like I said, I'm a cheap bastard, and all I do is watch videos. I watch YouTube, I watch Prime, I watch Netflix. Like it's the best. It is the best way to watch any kind of show whatsoever is in VR,
So
because you can either get it in um, you can either get it in a black, totally black area, or into like say a movie theater looking place. And no, this is my experience from using it on Quest 3, or Quest 3S. And if I use big screen, I can sit in a movie theater and watch a movie or watch YouTube, or I can just have it be a black screen behind me, or I can use pass through and have a darkened or not so darkened, dimmed version of pass through so that I can see what the hell's going on in my room while I'm watching the video. Now, with this micro OLED screen, if you're looking to get that true high def scenario with your video watching, I mean, by all means, fork out the ducats. But for me, uh, my vision is so bad I can't even see in 2K. So it doesn't really matter to me. And 3D, I don't really care about 3D. You see these eyes? You see them? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see them? I ain't seeing in 3D. So, all right, let's get back into it.
you don't need that gaming PC. You can play your Android XR games. They're not so many, though, by the way. Or you can use all of your Android apps on floating screens, which is pretty cool, right? So, directly, if you want to use one of those headsets for productivity, go for the Android XR, Samsung Galaxy XR. You can stop watching this video. No, but don't. There's going to be so many more interesting things coming up, right? So, on the one hand, wireless Samsung Galaxy XR, which can do PCVR streaming via Wi-Fi, and on the other hand, there's the Dream Air, which is only made for PCVR gaming with at best DisplayPort visuals. That are the main differences. Now, price-wise, actually the Samsung Galaxy XR is the better offer. You cannot get around it. You're going to get the device for $1,800, excluding tax. But then if you want to have the controllers, you still have to buy them for $250.
Oh Jesus, dude, $1,800. $1,800. You can get a high-end PC that'll play Cyberpunk for $1,800. Okay, and then if you don't care about if you don't care about resolution, you can go for a 1080p. Then you can get a cheap VR headset to stick on your computer for 150 bucks, 200 bucks. And so for $2,000 you can do anything. So like this is very niche, dude. This is very niche. I mean like for me, I ain't getting this. I might upgrade to the Quest 3 from the Quest 3S and let my kid have the Quest 3S. But like I or, but like and even the Quest 4 when it comes out, they're looking at an $800 price tag for the Quest 4. And even then, dude, that's still $1,000 less than this. Okay, and it's going to have a lot of the same features, and that's even for the Quest 4. And they're going to have a low model of the Quest 4, which is probably what I'm going to get, because like I said, I don't do a whole lot of gaming. All I do is watch videos. So yeah, I do want to try that Deadpool game, but we'll get into that later.
Excluding tax. So overall, it's 2,050 US dollars excluding tax, but actually you're going to get some dollars off if you buy them both together. So that's for the Samsung Galaxy XR. Now for the Pimax Dream Air, it's $1,999 excluding tax, but that is for the version without controllers. That's for the version that uses Lighthouse tracking, where you still need to buy the base stations and where you still need to buy your own controllers. If you want to
no, dude.
use the version that
Dude, this
does
is
not need
totally.
base stations, and there is a version, the Slam version, that's going to cost you $2,300
Oh, hell
excluding
no.
tax. So yeah, you see, the Galaxy XR is actually quite a bit cheaper, even though it does include, the battery, right? Because it's standalone. It includes an XR2 Gen 2 chipset, all the stuff that you need for a
Not for my
standalone
broke
headset
ass.
that the Dream Air doesn't have, and it's even cheaper. So Samsung actually does do some subsidizing here, which is obviously good for us. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. And yeah, obviously also for the Samsung Galaxy XR, you don't need base stations. Everything works with inside-out tracking, and that's really nice. Let's talk about visuals. And I know that for some of you, or many of you, that is actually the most important part. Which of the two headsets simply looks the best? And I can
He said
first
they
tell
use
you,
the same screen,
both
so it doesn't matter.
headsets really look so good. And again, that's because of this 4K micro OLED Sony panel, which is simply the best that you can get right now. Super nice. And both have really nice lenses as well. We're going to talk about it. But if I have to tell you which of the two headsets has the better visuals, it is for sure the Pimax Dream Air. It has display ports, so all of the visuals come to the headset uncompressed. It is the full goodness that you're getting here. And for the Samsung Galaxy XR, the visuals, the picture still has to be compressed, sent over Wi-Fi, decompressed, and yeah, you can tell that, even though it did get better now with foveated streaming, something that we're going to talk about in this video as well.
And that's going to
Still,
change when
it
Wi-Fi 7
does
comes
have
out.
an edge. However, in some parts, the Galaxy XR also has advantages. And let's really talk about this one advantage, which I was honestly surprised about. The FOV is better on the Samsung Galaxy XR. Yeah, and I know probably some of you might directly say, okay, you know what, let's get it because it's wireless and even bigger FOV. Yeah, it is really like that. So
And
the horizontal FOV is very similar.
and it's less expensive. And it doesn't require all the base stations, which probably cost another $500. And it doesn't necessarily require controllers because it's got inside out tracking, and the hand tracking for that is better than Quest 3's. So, from other reviews that I've seen. And the list goes on. He'll probably talk about them. I'm going to shut my hole.
111 degrees on the Pimax Dream Air and 110 degrees on the Samsung Galaxy XR. So very comparable, you cannot see a difference. But where you can see a difference, that is the vertical FOV. And here the Samsung Galaxy XR wins. We have 90 degrees on the Pimax Dream Air and 106 degrees on the Galaxy XR. And that is a difference that you can tell. I did A/B comparisons, and yeah, having more space vertically
Means you don't got to
it
look up
is
to
a
look up.
difference, and it does look nice to have more real estate that you can actually see. So interestingly, the Galaxy XR is winning in the FOV category. So yes, the Dream Air might get also 116 horizontally, but Pimax says that is just like a lab mode, even though they could just say, yeah, we're going to give it to you. But yeah, they still want to keep some face, right, with this call of lab mode. They could simply give it to you, but Pimax. Anyways. So yeah, that might still come. However, vertically, you're not going to see a difference. That simply cannot be done with the hardware, it seems. So Galaxy XR, nice. Also, for the binocular overlap, actually, the Samsung Galaxy XR is winning. We got around 80% for the Dream Air and 85 on the Samsung Galaxy XR. So yeah, you're simply seeing more, and it is a very nice visual clarity and overall picture that you see on the Galaxy.
That means you're not going to miss anything. You're just not going to miss anything. But like I said, dude, cheap bastard. I ain't getting it.
XR. Then for the lenses themselves, actually both are really good pancake lenses. And I was surprised when I looked at the Galaxy XR lenses. Actually, they are very good. They are not as good as the Dream Air lenses. So in the A/B comparison, I could feel that it was quite a bit easier to find the sweet spot on the Dream Air as compared to the Galaxy XR. But that does not mean that the Galaxy XR has a terrible sweet spot. I also found it easily, and both have a very nice edge to edge clarity. So, yeah, very comparable, but the Dream Air has an edge here. And overall, together with DisplayPort, right, with simply getting the uncompressed goodness directly from your GPU, it simply has an edge. When you directly do A/B comparisons, you will see that the visuals are still better in the Dream Air. So, what is actually the difference? Well, for the Galaxy XR, still the visuals have to be compressed, sent over Wi Fi, and then decompressed, and that simply takes a moment, right? So, you do
Dang, he repeats himself as much as I do. Jesus.
have like a little latency. For me, it's hard to feel it, but it is there. And when I did this A/B comparison, I simply could feel that the Dream Air gameplay feels more smooth, especially in action games. I could feel the difference. I don't think it's a huge difference if you simply do Microsoft Flight Simulator and fly around and look around, how I also like to do it. But when I was playing it in Arizona sunshine, it simply felt, yeah, more there. I felt more in the moment, and there were simply zero hiccups. With the Galaxy XR, getting that Wi Fi signal over, sometimes I could feel a little hiccup. Probably there was some spike in my Wi-Fi network. Yeah, like some problem, and then I could feel it's not as smooth as in
Oh,
the
thank God you
Dream
can
Air.
take those
Also,
off.
while I felt that
Dude,
both
that looks like
obviously
a.
have great blacks and
Now it looks like.
very nice colors, the colors on the Dream Air would still pop a bit more. It felt a bit more intensive in that A/B comparison. It's not a huge difference, but I could without a doubt see the difference. So yeah, this one goes to the Dream Air, but I must say the Galaxy XR is getting really close, especially with Steam Link and forwarded streaming. It is really, really good. And for those who love the bigger FOV, yeah, probably the Galaxy XR is the right headset to go for. But overall, best visuals, Dream Air. Now let's talk about comfort, and of course, that is also really important. And for the comfort,
It
I
really
also
is.
must give it to the Dream Air. It is simply a super tiny device that is lighter than the Galaxy XR.
Yeah, because there's nothing in it except for displays. Like in the Samsung, you've got a battery, you've got a processor, you've got GPU, you've got all of that stuff. They both have speakers, so I'm not going there, but like you've got all that extra stuff. All that extra stuff in the Galaxy that you don't have in the Pimax. So yeah, it's going to be lighter. But you're also tethered. So you want to do some intricate gaming that will have, you know, some movement on it, you're going to have to get yourself like a 20-foot long cord, and that's going to gain latency. You're going to get yourself a you're going to get yourself something along those lines of having to like like attach the wire to your elbow so that you don't wrap yourself around it or something. I don't even know. And if you're getting something this high end just for gaming, like you're probably the same person. You're probably the same person who can afford that whole thing where you can stand and attach yourself to this thing. You can walk around on a little treadmill bullshit. Why am I so tired? Why am I yawning so much? Like, is my brain too hot? Am I getting sick? What's going on? Anyway, it's lighter, it's smaller, and it's not as good because you have to connect to something, in my opinion. But the Galaxy's no better anyway because the selection of uses is totally different. It's almost like he's comparing apples to oranges here. Like, do you want apples or do you want oranges? Like, there's no such thing as better in this video. I I I, I like the concept of this video, but you're not better or worse in this video. It's just like, hey, there's things that you want to do. Which one of these ones? We're going to tell you all about them, and you figure out which one's right for you. It's not about better. It's about what you do.
And for the Galaxy XR, it has this solid fixed head strap that you cannot detach, right? So yeah, with the Dream Air, you simply have more options. Right now, they're still figuring out how to make it more comfortable, right? It's not the final unit that I have here for the facial interface, but it's easy to change. You can simply get it off with a magnet, put the new one in, or some third-party strap that's going to come, and you're good to go. Also, I prefer the soft strap where probably you can lie down or more relaxed, lean back, as compared to that hard strap of the Samsung Galaxy XR that you simply cannot detach. That is a problem. So for me in general, the Galaxy XR is comfortable, but I know that this is for sure not the case for all of you, especially because of that, how to call it, that forehead shield that is always there and that I would love to rip out. And I know that some people actually destroy the headset by trying to get rid of this, or they did destroy it and they simply cut it away and now it's much better. But it's, in my opinion, it's a flawed design choice to have chosen this forehead shield thingy.
I like it.
Because the foreheads of people are very, very different, right? So that is a problem. When I use the headset, it is comfortable, but my eyes are
I have
too
a
far
regular
away
forehead,
from the
so
displays,
it'll work for me.
which is bad for the FOV. So that I don't wear that magnetic strap that you can put inside that forehead shield at all. And that makes it more uncomfortable again. So I'm still looking for the best comfort mod for this. But yeah, you can tell it's not a winner. So comfort goes to the Pimax Dream Air as well. All right, let's talk about audio. So both headsets have audio built in, and that is good. I like built-in audio, just like most of you do. And Pimax has actually told me that they're going to send me an improved version of their audio strap, or like these audio stamps that they have. So that might even improve. Right now it is okay, it is acceptable, probably a bit worse than Quest 3, so not perfect, right? Galaxy XR, compared to that, better. Galaxy XR is nearly on par with the Apple Vision Pro.
Dude, if you're going to be playing games on your XR headset, like the Pimax, you're going to have a headset. You're going to have a pair of headphones that you're going to wear. Something that's Bluetooth connected directly to your computer, so you don't get any latency from that. Plus, they're going to have better sound quality. You're going to have earphones. Okay? Like, you just are. You're spending $250 on a chin strap or a head strap or whatever that is. Yeah, you're gonna you're gonna have a pair of headphones that you're putting in.
Even better than the Quest 3, I would say. So right now, comparing what I have here at the MRTV headquarters, the Galaxy XR wins. But again, since Dream Air is kind of modular, what audio is concerned, that might get better. When comparing the microphone, the Dream Air has an edge. The microphone of the Galaxy XR sounds kind of tinny, not so nice. It's okay, it's not terrible, but well, I would not want to stream with that microphone. With the Dream Air one, it's a different story. So yeah, Dream Air is looking pretty good until now in this comparison, isn't it? So let's get to tracking. And for that tracking, actually, the Samsung Galaxy XR might win here. So the thing
Because it
is,
has
the
tracking.
Galaxy XR has inside out tracking built in. You don't need base stations. You got really good controllers in the box that are super high quality. No, no, they're not in the box. You have to buy an extra box, right? You have to buy them for $250 on top, but they are really good. I showed them to you here on the channel. Now, for the Dream Air, I have so far only checked out the Lighthouse version where you do need base stations and your own controllers. That tracking is, of course, great and perfect. So if you need a Lighthouse headset, I don't know, for your tracking needs, for your body tracking, or if you want to play at night without any kind of light outside, yeah, you have to go for the Pimax Dream Air because only this is going to give you Lighthouse tracking. Now, if you don't want Lighthouse, but you want to have like inside out tracking with camera based tracking and no base stations, well, then there's also the Slam version of the Pimax Dream Air, which I have not checked out though yet. And so far, honestly, I must
Good
tell you,
lord.
I'm not so confident
Of course I
that
want
Pimax
inside
can
out
pull it off
tracking.
because
That's the
Pimax
future.
has a history
Who
of
wants a base station?
tracking that is okay. This slam based tracking, but that does not hit it out of the ballpark.
I
For the
sure as hell
Pimax
don't.
Crystal Super, which is on the market now for quite a while, they still have not really killed it. You know, like still like all the other inside out tracked headsets track better when it comes to the controllers.
I got back in the day, first came out the Oculus Rift. Okay, the first Oculus Rift, and I should have started a YouTube then, but I also got the HTC Vive headset, and both of those needed base stations. Both of those needed to be connected to the PC. Both of those had clunky cords that went all over the place and wrapped around my body and affected my gameplay. Not to mention the fact that there weren't any games for it. So, like, what was I playing but some crazy kids game that took 5 minutes to design? Like, but still, like, or I would be playing or I'd be playing a PC game on like Elite Dangerous before it was made for VR, and it was just an adaptation and it was crap in the first place. So it's like, what in the hell? Okay. So, first of all, don't like it. Either one of those sections. I didn't like either one of them. I got rid of them both because I absolutely could not stand the cord, and I absolutely could not stand the fact that I had to have a base station. I wanted something that was cordless. I wanted something that didn't need base stations. And it wasn't until the Quest came out, the first Quest, that I didn't get. I didn't get the first Quest because I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm not going to get the first of something ever again after getting the Rift and the Vive because there's no effing way that I'm going to go for something that is going to have one thing that is actually going to do what I want to do with it in the next generation. You know, because like you've got it doesn't have a cord, it has the battery, but it's probably going to be extremely heavy because the battery is going to be huge because it still want it to last for 2 hours, and all of the processing and all of the tracking and everything that has to happen with the Quest, the first Quest. My guess it was extremely heavy and cumbersome, and I wouldn't want to put it on my dome. Okay, so the when it comes to that, now when the Quest 2 came out, I got the Quest 2, and the Quest 2 was pretty fun. It was they said it was lighter than the first Quest, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get it. And then I got it, and like it was okay. It was pretty good. I was able to watch the movies that I wanted to watch. I was able to watch uh, play a few games on it that I thought were cool, but ultimately it was still lacking in clarity. And that's something that the Quest 3 improved on, and the Quest 3S improved on. Um, so I was very happy when I got my Quest 3S. Now, granted, I did get my Quest 3S a couple years after it came out, and it was secondhand, so there were a couple glitches the last owner had put through it, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. But like I said, mostly it's just videos I watch or being productive at work in a quiet and secluded environment. So, like, I think I'm gonna stick with the Quest 3S until maybe like the fifth version of the Quest comes out, and then I'll probably get the Quest 4 because cheap bastard.
Right? So Quest, Pico, even Play for Dream, even HTC, they're all better. So I don't have the confidence that Pimax can hit it out of the ballpark right now with their Slam version. So if you need that Slam version, probably you should consider the Galaxy XR because the controllers are super nice. Yeah, all the good things. And we haven't even seen the Dream Air controllers. Probably they're going to use those old ones that they've been using for years, and they are really not good. Yeah, so for tracking, I would say the Galaxy XR has an edge. Let's talk about eye tracking. Both headsets have eye tracking, which is good news. And yeah, in 2026, it is kind of like becoming a standard, which I like. So the Dream Air has the industry leading Tobii eye tracking inside, and the Galaxy XR has its own eye tracking. I don't even know who supplied it. Probably it's also Tobii, or they've come up with their own solution. Anyways, I must tell you that Pimax does have an edge when it comes to eye tracking because they have this kind of Pimax Magic DFR, dynamic forward rendering, which works even on games where DFR is not built into, right? It doesn't work on all games, but it works on many games and can help you get more FPS. So that is the kind of Pimax magic with eye tracking. They've done a great.
Eye tracking, eye tracking, eye tracking. Yada yada yada. Yes, I know. Eye tracking is really good for gaming. Eye tracking is really good for gaming so that it renders only what you're looking at in full quality. It saves on battery life, saves on processor usage, saves on heat. A lot of good things. Okay, eye tracking, yay. Eye tracking. Okay. Quest 3 has eye. Neither one of the quests has eye tracking, if I remember correctly. Quest 4 is going to have eye tracking. So if you want to go a cheaper route like me, Quest 4 if you want eye tracking.
Great job here. For the Samsung Galaxy XR, the eye tracking also works fine, but then it will only work with games who are actually made for eye tracking, where eye tracking and DFR is kind of built in. So Pimax has an edge here. If you need face tracking though, well, you only get that on the Samsung Galaxy XR. And that is really cool. So if you are a VR chat player and you not only want eye tracking, but you want
Which
your
I
whole
am
face
because my
tracked,
kid plays
obviously
that.
you want that, well, the Galaxy XR will give you that. So if you're probably coming from the Quest Pro, which also had both, yeah, this is a great upgrade path. The Samsung Galaxy XR, it's wireless, it has eye tracking, it has face tracking, and you simply use a virtual desktop and you're good to go. And yeah, your avatar, which allows face tracking and eye tracking, it will directly work. Well done. Next, let's talk about performance. What kind of computer do you need for high end PCVR gaming? Well, if you have a 5090 PC, that would be pretty good for both headsets, right?
Oh dear lord. He just said the most expensive $2,500 GPU for a $6,000 PC.
But I must tell you, because both headsets have eye tracking and because you can use dynamic forward rendering, you don't absolutely need a 5090 PC, right? And also because you have this super high fill factor on the panels, It means that even if you go down with the resolution because you only have a 3090 PC, you can still enjoy it. You still have great visuals without screen door effect on both. So that is not a problem. However, you would still get a bit more performance out of your games when you're using the Dream Air because you can use dynamic forward rendering for more games, right?
Yeah. And because your PC's powering the thing, your PC's the one with the performance, not your headset. Like, it's got eye tracking, it's got speakers, and it's got displays. That's why it's so small. It's because your PC is running it. Your PC is the power. Your PC is the processing. Your PC is the graphic. Your PC is everything when it comes to Pimax. And that's not where VR is going. You want high end, you want VR, you're going to want the Galaxy. Okay? And if you want to do PCVR gaming on your Galaxy, you can. And there's very minimal lag.
I told you before, and because you're using DisplayPort and your computer does not have to compress the visuals to send over Wi-Fi, actually you also have like a little performance boost over the wireless Samsung Galaxy XR. But that is, honestly speaking, not a huge difference, and I would say both headsets simply will give you the best if you have a beefy gaming PC. That's
See what I say? PC's running the whole thing. This dude is talking about a mixed reality device and a PCVR device. Like I said, apples to oranges, man. Apples to oranges. Or should I say, like, oranges to tangerines? You know what I mean? Like, apples to pears or something. Like, it's like they can do the same thing, but they are not the same thing.
for sure. Yeah, and if you don't want to do PCVR gaming, yeah, obviously you're going to choose the Galaxy XR because it has Android XR built in. So overall, the Dream Air has an edge here, but I can tell you I also truly enjoyed streaming games wirelessly with the Samsung Galaxy XR. It was not like that I could hardly get any frames at all. No, it's very comparable. And then when you're using Steam Link to stream your PCVR games, well, then
And side note, not related. Totally got used to dude's accent, so no worries there. This dude's actually a pretty good reviewer. Although he doesn't show anything in the screen, he doesn't show anything in the he doesn't show any gameplay footage. He doesn't show any productivity footage. He doesn't show any spatial things when it comes to looking in the device. Now it is only halfway through the video, but I'm still gonna say, like, dude, yes, we understand what they look like. We understand your descriptions. He's basically like he wrote a report. He wrote a 3-page report, and now he's reading it. Like, if this is your TV channel, dude, show a little bit of gameplay. Show a little bit of what the apps can do. Show a little bit about the UI. Show a little bit, like, show the actual imagery. Now, I may be jumping to conclusions here, and he may have something along those lines later on in the video, but it's halfway through and still haven't seen a thing. I hope he watches this.
you have forwarded encoding, you have very high resolutions as well, and it's also really smooth and enjoyable. How
We,
about
we
battery
want to
life?
see
Yeah,
those
well, on the Dream
resolutions
Air, since it doesn't have a
at
battery,
work.
you can play as long as you want. All the energy comes to your headset via this cable, obviously, right? So no problems there whatsoever. On the Galaxy XR, well, you are also tethered to this battery, right? You have this battery that you have in your pocket, for example, and that will last for probably 1.5 hours or so. And then you also have to plug it in. So somehow you're also plugged in with the Galaxy XR. Or you're building a system where you simply connect another power bank to the Samsung Galaxy XR battery, and that is absolutely possible. You could even hack the Bobo VR batteries onto it, right? Like somebody has done on YouTube, and I could link that probably here in the description of this video. That's a very cool.
Oh my goodness. I have to go and do something, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. Don't worry, you're not gonna see much. You're not gonna see anything but me jump cutting. So, one moment. All right. So when you gotta go, right? So here we go. All right. Back to the shaky laptop on my legs. um, I'm gonna breeze through some of this stuff. Like I'm gonna fast forward through some of this because there is so much bore factor in what he's doing because he's not showing anything off. He's just showing the devices. He's talking about them. Now, as far as information is concerned, I'm very thankful for the information. It's very informative, but I want to see something. I want to see something. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna see if there are some areas where he's actually showing off.
So much worse. Yes, they are worse. Yes, for sure. But it's not like, wow, they're terrible. So they're still wired DisplayPort goodness, those uncompressed visuals that simply are the best right now. Also, with that lenses, which are still a tiny bit better than the lenses from the Galaxy XR. On the other hand, all much terrible, really the dream Android X ever. So CXR, a more educated purchase. I am absolutely all the Galaxy XR more educated to make your video deals like shipping after shipping, called or back. You're not a mail for these cases. I've been doing the TV affiliate buyer. You're not terribly wrong. Down in the comment section, which one are you in? Or do tell me what other comparison videos you want.
I I don't want comparison videos without actual footage of you showing me what they all look like. Like what is it going to look like with it on? What did you put on the headset? No. Did you show a screen recording of what was going on in your headset? No. Did you do any of that kind of stuff? I'm sorry, but as a consumer, I want to see what is going on. Now, I'll go through the Galaxy XR one more time in another video later on because I have seen footage and it's not too bad. But like this, like MRTV, okay? MRTV, take note, okay? The informative nature of your video is extremely well done, okay? I can totally understand why you want to do what you want to do, but you need to add some screen recordings of inside the system, of what the system looks like as you're looking through your eyes to that screen, to those screens that you say are so good. We want to see that goodness. We don't just want to hear you talking about the goodness. You talking about the goodness is fine. But don't leave out showing the visuals because a consumer wants to see that. Whether they're buying a $300 unit that they're getting 1080p on, they still want to see that 1080p view. Whether you're getting a $2,000 system with a 4K resolution, you still want to see that 4K resolution at work. We want to see it. Show it to us. And I'm just about at the end of that video. He's basically going to say like, subscribe, and comment again, just like I'm going to do. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you want to see? Do you want to see the Galaxy XR footage of gameplay or productivity play? Or do you want to see the Pimax? Or do you want to see Quest? I'm a Quest person, so you're going to see a lot of Quest from me. So you're just going to get that. But show us. I'm going to show you. Have a good night, folks. Peace.